Hi, and welcome to another edition of IndieDaze. I am your host, Marc Hutchins with Alexander Films. Now, IndieDaze was an idea that I came up with early 2015. At that time, I was in Roanoke, Virginia. I had just finished shooting 2 feature films back to back and said, hey, I've got something to offer to up-and-coming filmmakers. Let me give back. So I started off by doing a series of interviews with fellow filmmakers, actors, colleagues, and I put those interviews together and never did anything with them. So here we are almost 7 years later, and I want to be able to share those with you because it's quality interviews. They're very informative and they're very insightful. So we're going to start off with an interview by Tyler Lyon. Now, Tyler Lyon, I met in 2012 when he came to the set of Finding Faith, and he was looking for opportunities. And I basically paired him up with my location sound mixer at the time, who decided that Tyler was going to boom. By decided, I mean Tyler agreed to boom. Tyler did an outstanding job, incredible work ethic, hard worker, and on that film, he worked for free. Not because I was trying to be cheap, it really wasn't my film, but I was producing it, I was running the show, but I wasn't funding the film. We just didn't have the resources. We had a number of seconds, ACs, booms, people that worked in various departments under keys that weren't able to be paid, but were looking forward to the experience, which we provided. And I want to say a quality experience at that. But Tyler's work ethic was so strong, so powerful, that when I shot my 2 features back to back in 2014, I was able to bring him on and pay him progressively more each film. That's the way I like to do an independent film. If you don't have the experience, come work, get the experience, learn under a key, someone who can teach you the ins and out of that department. But then once you've gained that experience, I'm not going to ask you to come back and work for free a second time. I'm going to be able to then justify paying you because you have the experience that justifies a rate. But enough of me and my pay schedule. Let's go and move on with this video of Tyler Lyon as he and I discuss back in 2015 how he got introduced to filmmaking and location sound. Enjoy. Hi, I'm Marc Hutchins, host of IndieDaze, a media tool for filmmakers by filmmakers. Today we have a filmmaker with us, Tyler Lyon. Tyler, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. Today we're going to talk to Tyler about his involvement with productions, primarily locally, to find out how you got started and how he got involved. And we'll start off with, Tyler, tell us exactly what you do in production.
Well, I am a filmmaker at heart, but really what I do on set usually consists of location sound. I've been the boom operator for several feature films, sound mixer for a lot of short films and corporate shoots as well.
And how did you get your start in production?
Actually, my first feature, I went to an extras casting call at the tail end of it and inquired with the people running it if they were still seeking crew members. And fortunately for me, they were. And I got in touch with one of the producers that way and ended up in the sound department.
Nice. Was that your first experience on a feature film set?
Yeah, it was. Prior to that, I had boom operated for short films, and you know, I kind of thought like I knew what I was doing as a boom operator. But working with a more experienced sound mixer, I found out that I did not have any idea what I was doing, and I learned through a lot of trial and error and a lot of patience on the part of that mixer how to do an actually good job as a boom operator.
As I understand it, you actually have a degree in, is it communication or filmmaking?
I have a degree in film and video studies.
Let's talk about that for a moment. There's more or less 3 ways in the industry we talk about getting into filmmaking. One is through a 4-year college degree. One of them is through a film or trade type school. And one of them is just on-the-job training. Can you talk about some of the differences in those 3?
So I went the 4-year college route. For me, coming out of high school, I wasn't 100% sure that a career in the film industry is actually what I wanted to pursue. So it was important to me to have other options available to me, and going to a 4-year college allowed me to study other areas of interest as well and kind of feel things out. And I wanted that, traditional college experience as well. From talking to people that I know, my understanding with film school is that it's obviously briefer than most 4-year college programs. It's more intensive as well, and it's going to be very much catered to and focused only on filmmaking. So the people there, that's the only thing they're there for. It's not like a college where you meet people that are interested in all sorts of different things. So if you know without a shadow of a doubt that that is something you want to pursue, but you know also that you really don't have enough knowledge at the time, then film school might be something worth considering for you. On-the-job training, as you called it, that's certainly another great option. What I would caution people, though, is that when you're on set, you're there to work. You will learn, but you're not there to learn first and foremost. You're there to work first and foremost. Whereas with the educational programs, you're there to learn first, and you will have to work very hard as well. But knowledge comes first. I learned a lot from the first feature that I worked on compared to classroom knowledge. But I feel like I have a really solid foundation because of both.
You've been on how many films since the first one?
I've been on, since the first one, I've done 3 more features, and like I said, a lot of just other kinds of shoots in between.
Now, you went on with already some knowledge, but you've been learning, I would say, probably on every production.
Oh yeah, I mean, you never stop learning. As a filmmaker, you don't ever want to stop learning. You don't want to stagnate. You want to always be sharpening your skills and your thinking process.
So 2 or 3 years into it, do you have any regrets, any large regrets?
No, I don't. I think that every project that I've been a part of has served some purpose in my career, and I'm very excited about what the future holds.